Hello, dear friends. Our story today comes from the criminal records of the United States. On August 1st, 1999, some locals reported a suspiciously parked car on an isolated road in Alabama. When the police checked the car's registration, it turned out to belong to a young woman named Beasley. Her family had previously reported her and her friend Tracy missing. When investigators searched the car, they initially found nothing unusual. However, when they opened the trunk, they discovered the bodies of the two girls. Both had been shot in the head at close range, and the police transported the car and bodies for further examination and autopsy. The forensic report revealed that the girls had been shot at close range, with 9mm bullet remnants found. Mud on their shoes indicated they had been killed in a muddy forest area. Scratches on their bodies suggested a struggle, and it appeared the killer disposed of them before moving them to the car. The motive did not seem to be robbery, as all of their personal belongings were found in the car. The most critical evidence was the discovery of semen on Beasley's shirt, indicating a sexual assault. When the DNA sample was run through the criminal database, it yielded no matches. Investigations revealed that Tracy had called her mother around 11:30 p.m. on July 31st from a public phone, explaining that she and her friend had gotten lost on their way to a party. When they didn't return the next morning, their families alerted the police. The investigators searched the area near the car, but found no clues. They tracked down the phone booth from which Tracy had called, located at a nearby gas station, and reviewed the surveillance footage. The footage showed the girls speaking to two women, who seemed to be giving them directions home. After the story spread in the media, one of the women came forward. She confirmed that she and her daughter had spoken to the girls, who appeared anxious. She didn't leave until she was sure they understood the directions. The investigation continued for a month without progress. The police announced a reward for information leading to a breakthrough. A man came forward with a strange testimony, claiming to have been present during the crime. He told the police he had seen the killer, but didn't know his name. However, his testimony was inconsistent, especially since he didn't mention the sexual assault. The investigators suspected he was the killer, trying to claim the reward. He was arrested, but his DNA did not match the sample from Beasley's shirt, so he was released. Eventually, the case was closed pending new evidence. In 2019, 20 years later, advancements in DNA technology made it possible to trace a genetic profile, even if the individual was not in the system. Finally, the suspect's identity was determined through genealogy research. His name was Cooley, a former truck driver and church preacher. Investigators asked him for a DNA sample, assuring him he was not a suspect, but could help with the case. Initially, Cooley refused, but eventually relented, especially after his wife's urging. The DNA sample matched the semen on Beasley's shirt. Based on this evidence, Cooley was arrested and charged with rape and murder. Despite the evidence, Cooley denied any involvement or knowledge of the girls. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the trial was delayed until 2023. During the first sessions, the prosecution presented their theory. Cooley met the girls at the gas station, and upon learning they were lost, exploited their anxiety and fear. He entered their car, threatened them with a gun, and forced them to a deserted forest area. There, he assaulted Beasley and then shot them both. His wife testified that Cooley had indeed been working as a truck driver in that area at the time of the crime. After 4 days of trial, Cooley changed his story, claiming he had been in a consensual relationship with Beasley and left the girls afterward, unaware of what happened to them. However, this story did not convince the jury, which found Cooley guilty of sexual assault and murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. So, dear friends, do you believe Cooley was guilty and deserved his punishment, or was he innocent and wrongly convicted? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates.